just happened. So I'll show a screenshot in a second. Emailed the MYX Fitness people, how do I take off the pedal? Or fix the pedal, whatever else. And they sent me instructions, like sometimes the logistics company or who puts these apart messes with they don't put on peppers properly, where the cages are backwards. So to just swap the pedals so they're on the right side. So the instructions are pretty, I guess it makes sense, but follow them. I looked at it before when I first got the bike, which I think I was in my first video, and I'm like, well, how do I, if I want to change the pedals, how do I do it? So I took off, so you crank down the pedal crank arm to the floor. On the inside, you have one of these, where the pedal is, and you use the longer Allen wrench to take that off. Well, but then it still won't come off. So what the heck? So per the instructions, so I emailed them how to take off the pedal. Because as a former cyclist, I haven't been biking in a long time, but before I did Peace Corps in grad school, or during grad school, I was a cyclist. I mean, in terms of, I had a road bike and I rode a lot. I had my bike in grad school in Boston, and then I got hit by a car, and then I stopped biking, and then haven't really been into it since. This is my re-beginning of getting back into cycling. Anywho, I don't like these pedals. I think they're garbage. The clips that come with them, I think, are a pain in the butt. As someone who has a clip in and out of legit pedals and clips, cleats, whatever you can call them, for a while back in the day, these are a pain for me to get in and out of. They don't make any sense. They could be really cheap in terms of like the ones you put on your shoe, but I don't like these. They're not user friendly, and I do have other bike friends who do like these, but they prefer other styles, which is fine. So I guess you could. So my question is, A, how do I take these off? And B, can I replace? Can I put on a legit other pedal from a regular bike on here if I wanted to? I won't, because my wife likes these pedals and she has them on her shoes, and that's what we're going to use. But I want to see if I can get this off. So going through how to take this off and here, so the pedal comes off the shaft. Now I got it off of the bike. So what they want you to do is, when you get this inner piece off, they want you to take another one, same thread, 8mm, but longer. And they want you to tap it out of the crank arm, which is the arm coming from the bike. So there, if you see here, there's no threads here. This is just solid, and this is just compression fit on. And I assume they want you to use another bolt, because if you hammer this and you bust up inside of the hex of this one, harder to take in and out. So use another one. Not every homeowner, or sorry, not every person, not every bike owner is going to have one of these. I do because of what I do, but I'm sure you could find one at the hardware store, or risk it and just bang on this. So I have one of these, and then you saw me before tilt the bike down, literally bang on it. My wife's downstairs in the office and came up here, "What are you doing on the bike? Don't break it, we're on a warranty." Well, the instructions said to do this, so this is what I'm going to do. I was careful, but it came off. You saw it came off. So here it is, and this is the other bolt, and there's some damage in there from when I tried to use the other wrench, but it's not made for that. It's made to, I don't know why this is hex looking. So Now I want to know if I can put another legit pedal on this bike. Moment of truth. Will a regular other pedal fit on the crank arm of the bike? So I have two sets here. I'm not sure what left, right, and this one is, but this is Crank Brothers. This is another Profit Plus, different types of yeah, I can't pronounce that name of the brand, but anyway, different type of pedals for clipless. Try to put it in, spin this, try to put it in, and since this is a shaft and there's no threads, there should be threads. I mean, it fits in there, but it's not going to stay, and there's nothing to adhere to. So, yeah. So regular pedals will not work with this bike. I can only assume that this crank arm can be replaced, taken off. I personally do not want to attempt that, but at least it's good to know if you're an actual cyclist or into biking, mountain biking, road biking, whatever else, that you can, whether or not you can take off the stock pedals and put them and replace it with something else. I mean, yeah. So I guess that answers the question. Now. So now I want to figure out how to put this thing back on. So that's the next project here. I assume that so if I just put it in like that and tap it, that's good. And then the inner bolt will act as a compression fit. As you screw it, it will tighten in further. So put it back in. Find the threads, don't strip it. Find your Allen wrench. So you're turning towards the front of the bike to tighten it. All right, that's pretty tight. That. All right, so that pedal is now back on, snug, good to go. So trying to figure out pedals on and off, repair if they fall off, whatever else. I wanted to see what encapsulate the pedals themselves. So first what I'm going to do is attempt to take in here, doesn't have any slots or flat surfaces for a wrench, but that silver piece right there does. You can see it flat right at the pedal. It's round here and then flat right in there. So what I'm going to do is try to take a wrench and try to take this off. And looking at my wrenches and trying to do dry fit, the 21 for the metric seems to fit enough. My set doesn't have a 20. 20 would be probably fit perfect. I assume this is going to be all in metric. Same with the millimeter pieces that we got with the bike. So taking the wrench, putting it onto the flat surfaces, and this will probably be difficult because it's made to be on there well. So I'm going to press with this side of the pedal, this wrench, the end goes down. You're holding the pedal in place as much as you can, down. So that seems to be loose. Now if I hand, I can't do that. I was going to use the wrench. By spinning the pedal, you can see the threads more. So, give back the wrench, spin the pedal, but then it stops to a certain point. The threads exposed. So these threads here were going inside the pedal. All right, so that's that. So you know that much. The pedal is still pretty solid, can't come off. All right. Well, I want to see what's inside the pedal so you can see if I can take it off. So I'm going to go to the other side here, and there's these, can you see it? On the side of the pedals, this silver disc, at least on this bike, is silver, and it's 2 holes. So I assume these 2 holes, that this can be undone. So I'm going to take this type of, you can probably use a needle nose pliers with a really thin tip, or the pliers that look like this. I forget what they're called. I got these from Harbor Freight. It's not working properly right now, so I'm hoping I can just use this by hand and turning it. So putting in these, the pointed edges, really fine tips, in the 2 holes, and spinning, see what way it turns to come undone. Alright, so I am turning counterclockwise towards the front of the bike to unscrew it. It was on there, so you may need to use another tool. So that knot is loose. I'm going to untie it by hand carefully. Alright, so that's just off. Okay, so that comes off, and that exposes another hex nut. Can you see that in there? Another one with some grease. Alright, so now let's see our tools from the kit. This one fits. Okay, so this is it's not marked. It's probably on the toolkit, that plastic cardboard sheet. But anyway, it's the one with the Phillips screwdriver on the end. So using this one, and that's on there. So okay, so you need something to attach here for more leverage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what's called vice grips to lock onto the corner of the Allen wrench and grip it tight. So that's another extra handle on it. Putting it on the bike, put it inside here, and I'm going to, alright, so then the bottom part of the wrench, we're going to go up and spin. Oh, that's loose. Alright, so then undo the vice grips again, Allen wrench, keep turning. There's some grease exposed now. Alright, so that is off. One little bolt. Keep that. I'm going to put this down but not have the grease go everywhere. Now let's see what we have. Oh, loose. Pedal. Oh, comes off. Alright, so, and okay, so then the part that we were spinning earlier with the 21 metric wrench, this part here. So that would be the other side of the hole of the pedal, right in here. But that just leaves this. So this is screwed in to this part, to the arm, the crank arm. So, and this is still solid, and there's no flat piece here. Still no flat piece on this surface to screw. Alright, so at least we know the inner part of the pedal in here in case something happens. Make sure that all this is back tight when you turn it. Now, because of the thread and the direction, all this would be the opposite way of turning on the other side, I believe, because you're cranking the other direction because opposite side threads, whatnot. So just keep that in mind as you're cranking on things if you're actually doing tightening or doing loosening. So yeah. Alright, one more thing as I'm working on the pedal project is putting back together, or if you have any time during your writing and you feel this pedal or hear it going back and forth on the shaft, that's not good. We don't want that to happen. Make sure that this inner screw, the silver one right there, then make sure that's tight. Use a 21 metric wrench or another wrench, like a industrial wrench, like a crescent wrench, to get in there and crank it down. But what I just found is making sure that this silver thing is tight. So using the part of the tool that I can't figure out how to get on the handle, but anyway, put that back in the holes and turning. Tight as you can get it, and now that's not loose. If it's loose over time, it will create friction and damage the pedal, damage the bike. So you don't want it to be loose. So doing that helps it not going back and forth. It's tight on there. I would check it every so often, make sure it's not loose anymore. But that's that. Real quick, at least for us, we don't use the cages anymore. We have our own shoes. So obviously, or maybe didn't obvious some of you, but to take the tool with the Phillips or regular screwdriver, you take the screws out on here, both sides, save those for later on, and then you don't have any cages at all. Yes, they're on the bottom, but they could be in the way or whatever else, so you can't take this off if you want to. Yeah. So in conclusion, that's for pedals on and off, repair, what tools to use, lefty, loosey, righty, tighty on either side. Just be aware of that. All for pedals that I can offer. If you have any more questions or any questions I didn't cover, I can in another video. I'll in the description, I'll give you the link from MYX Fitness of what they gave me, what they sent me, a PDF on the pedals, switch them or take them off, which is helpful, which is why I got the idea to use a hammer. But yeah, so let me know if anyone else has tried to put on other type of pedals and or crank arms. Please let me know. Love to hear from you. If you want to see more of this, please subscribe and all that jazz. And please leave your comments. A thumbs up, please, if you like this. If it was informative or helpful, or if you're going through some issues too with your bike or another bike. I don't know about Peloton and the like, but for MYX Fitness, that was what they sent us and for the PDF and how to address it. So I hope it's helpful, and have a good